What's up, guys? How are you doing? So, recently I have released the Minecraft Nativity animation for Christmas, and I wanted to do a behind-the-scenes video on it because a lot of family members want to have seen it, and they're going to want to see behind the scenes, and if they don't live near, they can't really see it, and then of course everyone else too, I would think, would want to see a behind-the-scenes video, so I thought I would do one. So I'd start and just go through the scenes real quickly in order, and like just as far as what they look like and how everything works. So this is the first scene that you see in the animation, and this is what it looked like when I set it up. So really, when you take away the fog, the lights, all the camera, the movement, you really get, I'm trying to zoom out quicker, you really get this, and this is actually the whole set just for Mary and Joseph's house. So everything isn't actually one big world, it's this right here in this area. And I use a program called Blender. It's a free animation software. It is honestly better than anything you will ever pay for. It gets donations daily, and Epic Games just granted this program $1.3 million. So if you're looking for an animation program, I definitely recommend using this one. And then I'll probably have like a separate channel later on where I do tutorials on how to use it, because it is really hard to pick up just on your own. It really helps to have a tutorial, so I may do that in the future. But for now, let's kind of look at some of the things I did here. So this is the house. I went into Minecraft and I built it and I put it into this program. And one of the first things I wanted was to have a dirt path, because back in Mary and Joseph's time, you're not going to have paved streets or whatever, obviously. So I did that. I thought there'd be some cool woodwork around, and then I added kind of like a cauldron, because they're going to need a source of water, just to add in some detail. And you don't really see this too much in the animation, but I add like a carpet with a design in it. And then of course you add in the characters. So all the clothes that the characters used in this particular animation are actually completely separate from Minecraft. I made them completely on my own in this software, and then they're just made to go on the villagers and look nice. And then like the clothes I completely did from scratch, and I went in and did all these little different shapes, and then you can like pull the shapes out, and then that's how that is basically how I made the clothes. It just takes a lot of time. This took 15 days to make, just to put together, to come up with how I wanted things to work, and it turned out pretty good, I think. And then another thing that I had to do, which was kind of interesting in this program, is everything was dark at first. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, it won't let me mess with it. So at first there was no light coming out of this doorway or here, and then there wasn't any light either. Whoops. Coming out from sorry, I keep clicking wrong, from right there. And then, okay, I was like, well, one, I don't want to add LED lights into the house because that would look fake. It doesn't look like a nativity. So I ended up taking these cool little area lights, these right here, and I set their color to an orangish color, and I made them really strong. And then when you light up the scene, it looks like you have like a candlelight or a firelight in the scene, because without them it would look really, really bad, and it would end up looking something like, actually, I won't be able to show what it looks like without the lights, unfortunately. It'd be a pain in the butt to show that. So this is what it looks like, again, when you render it out, and it's crazy how you can just have such a big change from what you see in here compared to what you see when I do this. So that part in itself is hard enough, just trying to get the scene to look good. And then you have to worry about adding in the characters. Again, these are Minecraft villagers, so you have to add in their clothes. You have to do a bunch of stuff to them to get them to look right. Like Mary's belly, I had to take a sphere and like stretch it out to get it to look like belly. And I should have made it more higher resolution so it doesn't look so blocky, but that was okay. And then I had to make the arms actually on their own, because the villager arms didn't work. So Mary was probably the biggest challenge of everything, which is kind of surprising. But ended up working out. And then Joseph is actually a shepherd and then I just changed his colors, and he ended up looking pretty good. Everyone actually wears the exact same head thing. I wish I would have changed their colors, but I didn't even think of doing that. So that's pretty much this scene. And then, of course, you get all the keyframes, which is what makes him move. And, you see him nod and all that. And it just basically runs along this timeline down here. And then that's just how it works. So you have to render it, each little individual. So down here it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Each individual frame, which is like a picture, takes probably 3 minutes to render. This had 640 frames, so it has to take 3 minutes times 640 and do that for it to look nice, because it has to turn it from this to this 640 times individually. That's just kind of part of why it takes so long. So that's that scene. I'm probably going to show you guys some of the Bethlehem scene next, and some really cool tricks I found while I was doing that. So let's go ahead and move on to that one. So the next scene we have is going to be, where is the Bethlehem scene? Right here. And this I had to build completely from scratch. Oh, and it's gonna do this weird thing. 1 minute. I hate it when it does this. Okay, so this scene had to be built completely from scratch. It was my biggest scene as far as things I had to do in it, and as far as like appearance, but it was actually the smallest in like area, but the biggest in as far as how I needed to utilize it for the animation. There's a lot of details that come out in this that I should have emphasized a little more. For example, you see it real quick in the animation. There's kind of this cool, if you get a higher quality picture out, there's like a light that comes out through the fence right here, and I purposely did that to give it more character. All I did was put little lights like last time with a warm color to them, and I just put them in windows and stuff, and I had to do that in each house. And you can see them right here and right here, and then there's also the light here, but I was gonna have the characters walk through right here, but they never did, but that's what that light is from. So there's that. And then I actually had to do this scene like 3 times because I had to keep adding in more walking scenes because it didn't look right without them walking enough, so I had to add in a bunch of different scenes of them walking. This is actually, you don't really notice it in the film, but Joseph moves kind of weird right here, but you can't really notice it, and it ended up looking just fine. This is the fill-in scene I added because I wanted to show them walking more. So to the viewer it looks like all one clip, but it's really not. And yeah, so there was that. And then what I was running into problems with is I was going to have the camera looking from this view for a little while, but I never actually went through with it. And before, let me show you some of these pictures. That's pretty crazy. You started out with a picture like this, and this is before I added fog, so if you look closely there's not a good background to it. It doesn't look super good. I mean, it would work, but I wanted to have a better mood. And on top of it, there's all these little grainy things. They're called fireflies, by the way. And then when the torch hits this clay right here, it's just like a mess of noise, like, pictured noise. And I was like, okay, this is really annoying. How am I gonna fix that? So I ended up finding a software put into this program, or like not a software, a kind of cool little trick put into Blender by NVIDIA, which is the ones that make, the graphics card chip. I actually use NVIDIA. I like them a lot. They made a program called Optics, and you can find it, let's see. Blender has updated since last time I used it. Here it is. And it's a denoiser, and basically it takes that noise that I was just showing you and it gets rid of it, and the after effect you get ends up turning it into this. So you take that denoiser by NVIDIA, the Optics program, and it completely gets rid of all that noise. And I use that in all these scenes because, well, I didn't use it. Oh yeah, I did use it in the stable scene. I used it in all the scenes, and it takes so much noise out to where it looks like it's actually reflecting right here. And then this is also with the fog added in. It looks a lot nicer. But it really just changed the whole feel of the scene because it looked like more time was put into it. Okay guys, so I was going to end up showing you a lot more, but it ended up getting really wordy, and I just didn't want to bore you guys to death. So those are just the two biggest scenes I did. Or I guess not the biggest. I didn't show you the stable scene, but there's not too much to see on the other ones. It's all kind of repetitive. You just take the lighting, you add it in, and you add in, the characters and their clothes. I just wanted to show you guys some tricks and some cool things that I found while I was doing it, and just what it kind of looks like, behind all the fancy fog and the lights and everything. So, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm gonna have some new animations coming out soon. I'm gonna have some kind of lightheart comedy villager animations to follow this nativity after Christmas, and then probably in early February, maybe late March or late February, around then I'm going to be releasing like an action series called Creeper Hunters. So that's going to be coming out. But yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, make sure you go and watch the nativity animation I made on this channel. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for all your support. If anyone I know is watching this, you guys are absolutely amazing, absolutely awesome. Couldn't have done it without you guys. So thank you all so much for your support, whether I know you or not. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy some of the new coming stuff. And that's going to be it for today. So thanks for watching, and of course, goodbye.